What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this. This is my mid-mic crisis.
Hello and welcome to the Mid-Mic Crisis. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
No bueno.
Are you chewing on ice over there?
No.
Like, did you know we were starting the show?
Sorry. I had heartburn significantly as we were kind of wrapping into the intro there, and had to crush a Tums.
Yeah,
my diet is going to catch up with me because for lunch I had a liter of Diet Coke with two.
You had a liter of cola?
I had a liter of cola, Diet Cola, with two Spicy Jack Slinks hot rods, or I don't know what do you call them? Meat sticks?
Beef jerky? Yeah.
No, like
like Slim Jims?
Like Slim Jims. What do you call those?
Yeah, beef stick, I guess.
We call them hot rods here in Canada.
Well, I prefer hot rod.
Yeah, hot rod. Yeah, a couple of spicy meat sticks and Diet Coke, and
that's actually the new tagline for the show. Mid-Mic Crisis, a couple of spicy meat sticks.
No kidding. Yeah, and it's wreaking havoc on my system as we speak.
Well, you're just the consummate professional and sneaking those Tums in right at the last moment. So.
Like, oh, geez.
Can I eat these Tums before the intro?
It's funny. I went to the doctor's, I don't know, maybe like a month ago, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta, maybe start taking some calcium, like calcium pills and some like, I don't know, vitamin D or something like that."
I was gonna say I had to take vitamin D, and it couldn't be because I sit in this dark basement all day.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh no, even in the summertime," she's like, "You're not getting enough. No one gets enough vitamin D, basically." But I said calcium, and she's like, "How much?" I'm like, she's like, 100, like 1,000 milligrams a day. And I'm like, I take like a lot of Tums. And I looked, and sure enough, one Tum is 750 milligrams of calcium.
One Tum, wow.
And I'm like 3/4 of the way there.
So you're just gobbling up Tums all day
crush
now?
A Tum won't break my bones.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
crush a Tum, not your feet.
What a cold open we've got today. That is fantastic. Well, I'm glad to hear that those are preventative Tums, and there's not anything further going on. Eat your calcium, folks. Get your vitamin D. And we're off to the races today. There is a lot going on today as we speak. Actually,
as you told me, I had no idea anything was happening.
Well, I was kind of like in my own little world today too, and I popped on to Twitter for like 30 seconds earlier, and there's a lot of news breaking in the world of AI today. So
really,
I
saw Sam Altman doing some interviews over the last couple of days. I feel like there was some fresh
articles, interviews, all kinds of stuff, preparing you for the world that we are barreling into at light speed that nobody seems to be actually paying attention to.
No, just you and me in pain.
This is
Sam
no, there are others, but we are a niche. I feel like of the gap between like the mega users and the mega pay attention people of what's actually happening day to day, and the normal person, I think, is very big. And I'm just like kind of worried of what's going to happen. I think people are going to wake up 6 months from now and going to feel very scared and frightened of how quickly everything's going to change. I mean, we're at a spot right now. Literally, you mentioned Sam Altman the other day. He wrote a article. It's called, I don't know, what was the article called? Let me find it. But in the article, he basically says we are a couple thousand days away from super intelligence. The article is called "The Intelligence Age." It's the article he wrote.
We're gonna have a mid-mic crisis blog article on that maybe by the end of today.
Yes, I wrote one this morning. So
yeah.
But he, let me share my screen. I can show this article that he wrote. But yeah, so Sam Altman wrote this article the other day about the intelligence age, and some highlights here. In the next couple decades, we'll be able to do things that would have seemed like magic to our grandparents. He says it won't happen all at once, but soon we'll be able to work with AI that helps us accomplish much more than we ever could without. Eventually, we'll each have a personal AI team full of virtual experts in different areas working together to create almost anything we can imagine. Our children will have virtual tutors who can provide personal instruction on any subject in any language at whatever pace. We can imagine similar ideas or better for healthcare and the ability to create any kind of software one can imagine. And he basically says, I'm trying to, and then he says, how did we get here? I thought this was interesting. He said, in 3 words, deep learning worked. In 15 words, deep learning worked, got predictably better with scale, and we dedicated resources to it. So this idea of deep learning and scale being the key to it all is what Sam's opinion is here. I'm trying to find the part where he says super intelligence is a couple thousand days away. But
I was listening to an interview with him, and he was talking about, and I wanted to maybe you could shed some light on what he meant, but he was talking about compute in the same way as like energy, I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to quantify that in my head. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually really funny because there's a quote I just heard from him the other day that basically said, the amount of compute we're going to want and need is currently unfathomable to the human brain.
Well, so, my brain is human, and I was not able to fathom it.
Yeah, so you're good. So you're good there, but it's a lot of compute, right? You got to run all of these things. But this is pretty crazy. He talks about potential job loss in here too. Here he says, as one example, we could expect that this technology can cause a significant change in the labor market, good and bad. Most jobs will change more slowly than people think. I have no fear that we'll run out of things to do, even if they don't look like real jobs today. People have an innate desire to create and be useful. AI will allow us to amplify our own abilities like never before. As a society, we'll be in an expanding world and again focus on playing positive-sum games. Interesting. What are your thoughts? Super intelligence in a couple thousand days. A couple is 2, right?
2 to 3, I would say.
Yeah, a couple.
So
2.
That's what is that?
2,000 days. Well, 2,000 days is 5.4 something years.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't know. Did we do a show? I know we put out an article on AI and UBI, like universal basic income. Did we do a show on universal basic income?
No, but since then we were talking about it, and I was on Coffee with Captain last week. Shout out to Cap and Steve. Thanks for having me on to talk AI. I've been doing that every Thursday morning. And last week we had a very interesting long conversation. It was like 90 minutes. And our good friend Sarah came up on stage, and she kind of blew my mind with something that she said. She said that we're not headed towards a world with universal basic income, but we are probably headed towards a world with universal basic compute. And it'll be up to you to use that compute allocation to the best of your ability. Basically, what she's saying there is because of all the compute that it's going to need, and because of the fact that it'll be able to do essentially anything you want, you'll be able to earn or build or whatever, but the barrier will be compute, meaning, which is true, right? Like you're only able to do, like even now you can't run these models locally for the most part. You need to have GPU access, right? And so the idea of universal basic compute kind of blew my mind, right? It's like, oh, you're going to have 1,000 units a month to do what optimized however you feel, you know?
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've heard numbers being thrown around where, you know, AI could make up 20%, could basically relieve 20% of the North American workforce, which, you know, that is a big number.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, right? Like I was talking to Payne the other day, and just in like how money is spent currently, like within a government, and, you know, the American government, for example, there's a ton of money being earmarked for, you know, military and this and that. And the more you think about it, I'm like, well, what will be the point of a quote unquote like human soldier at any given point? You know what I'm saying? Like, will you need that? Like, so therefore, will you need funds for that? I feel like a lot of day-to-day things will be kind of computed out in a way, and there'll be a lot of people with nothing to do, but also a lot of money around and nowhere to really spend it. You know what I mean? So maybe that will, you know, maybe depending on the government, obviously, will work its way back to, you know, back to the people of that particular country. But, you know, there have been some tests done for UBI, and the amount of creativity that comes out of just being able to like pay your bills and live a semi-comfortable life, I mean, goes through the roof, right? So you add that to your point with universal basic compute, you have the time and you're not stressed about where your next meal's coming from. You know, your country could be at the forefront of invention. You know what I mean? With you know, when you're adding that AI aspect to it. So we'll see what happens.
Totally. Yeah. 100% agree with that. And I think what you'll see in this world of like super intelligence or AGI is everything trends towards zero in terms of cost to produce, create, all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, instead of you needing to make more money, your money will end up going further, right? And so there's this idea of like, okay, well, the money that you make today will go so much further in that type of society. So maybe we don't have right, but maybe we don't have, maybe there is tons of job loss, but it will be repurposed and you'll be able to do things yourself that will create some kind of income and things like that.
I think we're going to get to a point where income will be irrelevant.
There's certainly cases for the post capitalism world in AI society. So maybe I just need to hang on a couple more.
That's it, man. budget out for like another, how many we say, 2,000 to 3,000
days. Yeah. That's it. Budget for 2,000 days and call it a day. But anyway, I mean, dude, like we were talking about these models last week and what the implications are. It's like this tipping point to AI agents is the thing that's going to start the whole cycle, right? Like when you can deploy an army of robots to build a company for you, and they're only touching you when they need a password or your approval on something.
Right.
I mean, just think of how crazy that is. Like, what would you do? Start thinking now about what the hell you would do, because that's coming. I've seen it with my own two eyes. So, yeah, and that's not too far out. I think you're probably 2 years away from something like that could run a whole organization for you. And I think like you're probably 6 months out from the autonomous agents really being a thing that's starting to happen that have value, right?
Right.
And then there's this idea of like general and narrow, right? You're going to see a lot of companies build narrow agents that do one specific thing. And then you're going to eventually get to these general agents that can do anything and all of that kind of stuff, right?
Totally.
All right. Should we talk about some of the shit that's going on and have some fun? Or we're going to have some fun today.
Yeah. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
Okay, let's go through some of the breaking news things that are happening now. So,
one second. I think I have. Oh,
you got a drop for that?
Yeah. One second.
You have the old news drop? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get to the news.
The news. Let's get to the news.
Hell yeah. I
So
missed that
good.
drop. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Breaking news. I've only been referred to as Steph Curry 3 times this week. And
It's-
apparently
I'm not-
somebody commented on.
I'm not joking. I have it pulled up right now. One second. I gotta show you. This is so funny. Window. There we go. Right here. Look at this. The new Replit AI agent is amazing. Oh, this is from one of the clips I dropped. And then somebody said, this is Dan the Don.
Who's this smart and handsome person that commented this?
Looks like Steph Curry left the NBA to start a YouTube channel. That was the comment. I died. I dropped that in the show notes. Right
I
away.
went from hitting 3s to having 3 viewers.
Yeah, amazing. the real downfall.
Yeah, exactly. I'm certainly the poor man.
I'm the Draymond of AI.
a DRAI Mond.
Yeah, Draymond.
Draymond Green. Yeah. All right, I dig it. I'm 11 Labs Steph Curry. That's
Or
for
Clay
sure.
I.
Clay
I Thompson, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that one too. All right. So some breaking news going on right now is let's start with OpenAI and stay on OpenAI. So the OpenAI CTO just announced that she is leaving the company. So this is coming from DGen News, but it's I've seen it a bunch of different places here already. So this is the, I guess, leaked email that they sent, or the announcement. 6.5 years with OpenAI have been an extraordinary privilege. Let's see. There's never an ideal time to step away from a place one cherishes, yet this moment feels right. Our recent release of speech-to-speech and OpenAI 01 mark the beginning of the new era in interaction and intelligence. Achievements made possible by your ingenuity and craftsmanship. Blah, blah, blah. Our work has made cutting edge AI research intuitive and accessible, developing technology that adapts. And this is written by ChatGPT, no doubt.
Oh, I would have to imagine in this. Sorry, is this a CEO or
CTO? Yeah.
CTO. Yeah. I have to imagine they're using ChatGPT to write every single email.
Yeah. Says, I'm stepping away because I want to create the time and space to do my own exploration. So like the fact that people building this stuff are stepping away to do their own exploration is really interesting. I think it kind of speaks a little bit to what we just were talking about like kind of what's coming and the fact that, she's not too concerned about having a job.
I'm going to be honest.
Doing her own thing.
I will be honest though. I would say in the last 2 weeks, I've been very suspicious of any sort of like stepping down of any sort of C-suite.
Easy.
I'm not even joking. Well, it's not even, listen, it's not a conspiracy when like 7 record execs, CEOs of different record companies have stepped down. The CEO of Nike has stepped down. And then, so I'm just saying, if I was anybody just looking to step down for regular reasons, give it a couple of weeks.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe a little bit.
I'm not even joking. No one's talking about this, but are you familiar with Adrian Wojnarowski?
Of course.
Okay.
Woj,
right?
Woj stepped down, didn't he?
Stepped down the same week. ESPN didn't know about it. and no one is connecting these dots. Only this lunatic over here.
You
But
think
I'm like,
Woj is going to Diddy parties?
I'm just saying, he's he's NBA. Like, I mean, there's you could connect the dots if you wanted to. I'm just saying, Woj, just think about it. Maybe let people know you're stepping down. Don't make it a surprise to everybody, including your company that that you were working with. But I'm like this is wild. So yeah, to any C-suite executives out there that are looking to step down and have good intentions in their heart, give it a couple of weeks. That's my 2 cents for you.
I don't think that's bad advice. However, I guess that means I'm going to have to wait to step down from this podcast until a couple more episodes.
Yeah, I don't want to have to tag you with the Diddy.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so I'll step down a couple of weeks from now. But
yeah.
All right, so that is happening right now as we speak. The next thing that is happening. So yesterday, Google Gemini released some new model updates, and they've kind of already been overshadowed by what is going on today at Meta Connect. So Meta Connect is essentially their their kind of dev day, where they're like the Apple Worldwide Developer Day kind of thing, where they're previewing all these new products.
Sorry, just for me basically, because I'm a dummy. Who's Gemini associated with?
Google.
Okay, so Gemini is Google. Obviously, this is Meta, so this is going to be Facebook, Instagram, and OpenAI is just OpenAI, correct? They're unaffiliated.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct. So, some of the big things that are happening right now is Meta just announced a ton of new things, including a new Llama model. So, Llama is their open sourced version of their large language model. So now it will be multimodal, which means it can have vision and all of that wonderful stuff. But here you can see a breakdown from the Meta Connect from Rowan Chung. So here Meta, the AI can now see images. So this is what I was talking about, multimodal. So similar to ChatGPT, you can now share photos and have Meta reply. So this is going on in their Meta AI app. They're rolling out experimental AI features for Reels, including automatic video dubbing, lip syncing, which allows for anybody to create content. Testing a imagined for you, and interesting AI generated content that will show up on users' Facebook and Instagram Reels. That's kind of wild. No,
I need that. I was trying to generate some content for my IRL Instagram or my IRL work Instagram, and
you can tap a post to take the content in a new direction, swipe to see more imagined for you in real time, and things of that nature. They are releasing their open source Llama 3.2 models, a bunch of different versions here, which are competitive with, the Claude small models, GPT-4o mini, and things like that. And you can run them locally. And this one is the one that's kind of wild. The rolling out new improvements to the AI Ray-Ban glasses.
Interesting.
Now it says
they're still doing that, eh?
Oh, dude, wait till you see this. Well, first of all, I have a pair. They're right here.
How long have you had those for? This is the first time
I
hearing
them.
about it.
I got them last Christmas, and I like them very much. It can remember things you see and set reminders. Fucking wild. Multimodal, and it can now scan QR codes. Whoa. Can see what you do in real time through video and has live language translation. And then this was the wild one. Meta announced Orion, new AR glasses that weave both AR and AI into everyday life. And here's the demo. Let's show it. Ready?
Yeah. I'm so excited for this.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
I
Don't expand it.
A team of the best people in the world to build these glasses. And the requirements are actually pretty simple. But the technical challenges to make them are insane. They need to be glasses.
I'm here for the hot Zuck era, by the way.
Me too. Very much.
Good for him. Good for him.
They need wide field of view, holographic displays.
Check this
Sharp
out.
enough to pick up details. Bright enough to see in different lighting conditions.
Four out of shape. Four dads. Out of shape.
Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Dad Advice Podcast.
Hanging out once a week. Consuming beers. What will they say next?
Confucius say, "You go to bed with itchy butt, wake up with sticky fingers." You ever use a bidet? Bidet to you, sir. Get him a telescope so he can see Uranus from farther away.
Can we give some dad advice here? If the buttons on your shirt button the opposite way, that's the lady's shirt.
Those are massive.
Display a cinema screen.
Those frames are big.
Working wherever you go, whether you're
We'll touch on that in a moment.
or on a plane.
But this is AR and AI. So you got
This is Apple Vision Pro, right?
And
much like
people need to be able to
computes,
see
you
that
need
through
big
too
frame.
and
You
make
need a
eye
lot of
contact
frame for
with it.
this.
Right, this isn't
For now.
pass-through.
Yeah.
This is the physical world with holograms overlaid on it. So if someone messages you, you will see that. And instead of having to pull out your phone, there will just be a little hologram, and with a few subtle gestures, you can reply without getting pulled away from the moment. Or if you want to be with someone who is far away,
I feel like you're still going to be pulled
they're
away
gonna
from
be
them.
able to teleport as a hologram into your living room, as if they're right there with you. You're going to be able to tap your fingers and bring up a game of cards or chess or holographic ping pong or whatever it is that you want to do together. You can work or play or whatever. Build
Shit's wild.
That is pretty wild. So this reminds me of like the Lex Friedman interview he did.
Yes, the hologram thing. The hologram thing.
Was that about a year ago? Maybe a little less than a year ago. But that's it feels like the next iteration of that, you know?
Well, like, you said they're massive, but it's basically the Apple Vision Pro.
I mean, massive for glasses.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Massive for glasses. Your alternative is the Apple Vision Pro, right? And so like, I think glasses are going to be the modality that this happens through for a while, right? If you've ever worn the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, it's actually like one of my favorite audio experiences.
Really? Is it
because
in the temples?
It's behind your ear. It's
Interesting.
on the here. Well, here's what they look like. So I have blue light ones, so I could sit here and wear them, right?
Okay. Very cool. Yeah,
and,
like those look like I wouldn't know they did anything besides.
But you could. There are cameras on them, right? And I can talk to it, and now it just connected to my Bluetooth in my ear.
That's fantastic.
And but it talks, or like you hear the volume from back here behind your ear. And so I love it because there's nothing in my ear and it still feels like this kind of immersive audio, right?
I have Phantom AirPod. I don't know if you get that. But I fall asleep with my AirPods.
Oh yeah, me too.
And then sometimes like I'll like go to take them out and there's nothing there. And I'm like, oh yeah, like just feels like there's something there all the time. So I would much
love
rather
that experience. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I use them all the time. Actually, like one of my favorite things to do is wear them when I'm around my kids, because I could just click the thing and take a picture in first person view. And it's like, it goes right to my phone, and you can take video in first person view. So if I'm like playing with my kids and I want to like capture the moment, right, or something, I think that's a really cool.
It's so funny you say that. Yesterday, after a tumultuous evening of my kids fighting, towards the end of the evening, they were sitting down and playing Roblox with each other, and I wanted to capture it, so I had to like grab my phone, unsuspiciously, and start recording them. And I was able to do it, but I definitely had to make sure they didn't catch me, because it would. But if I had those glasses, obviously
you just go
whatsoever.
Click and that's it.
Way easier.
a little touch right here, and all of a sudden you're recording or a picture or whatever. Super cool. So I like them. I will be trying to get a pair of those for sure whenever they are
That's fantastic.
released. And I guess I got to update my Ray-Ban hardware because I don't know if I need a new pair. I don't think I need a new pair for that,
Are
right?
they-
It should just update software wise.
You would think so. Are those aren't? Can you get them prescribed?
You can, I believe. Actually, I'm not sure. They have the blue light kind, and then they have the kind that are like sunglasses with tints on
Right.
them. Yeah. So
Interesting.
yeah, they're pretty cool. Anyway, so that's all going on right now. So lots of meta in the spotlight today, and then we'll demo this in a little bit. But ChatGPT advanced voice mode finally rolled out today to
in the US.
at least everybody in the US.
Yeah.
I had thought that it was everybody except for Europe. So now you're getting lumped in with the European trash.
Always have been. Always have been.
There
I'm gonna
goes
try. I'm
all of
gonna.
our audience.
Yeah. We do have a pretty big contingency in the UK,
Yeah.
but mostly it's America, Canada, and Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
what-
We're
that-
huge in Australia.
Yeah, they like us. I feel like we have
I
an
think it's your-
Australian vibe.
It's your uncanny resemblance to a dingo.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true. That's a good point.
All right. Should we have some fun with these last 20 minutes here?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay. So, did you do your homework?
No, this is my. Home.
Okay. We're going to do
I
it
listen.
live.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I listened to some of the stuff you sent, and I did watch a video. So I mean, if that's
We're gonna
my
do
homework-
this. I guess we're gonna do this live. So I only created one because I wanted to see what it did with a song that I had personally wrote, and so we'll do this what we're talking about here is Suno. So if you're not familiar with Suno, it is one of the major AI generative music platforms. So I would say the two big ones right now are Suno and Udio. Chamber, you've been a Udio user.
I'm a
up until
Udio
this point, right?
purist.
You're a
Yeah.
Udio maxi. Okay. So I like Udio too.
I'm easily convinced though. So I mean, if you show me this, and I could easily.
I think this feature is pretty cool because it allows you, if you are someone who has kind of either writing chops or creative in the sense of like you create your own melodies or things like that, this mode is really interesting. And I think you could do this with like existing music. You could bring your own existing music as well. But so what I'm talking about here is their new kind of covers feature. So let's get my screen up here for Suno, and I think this is pretty cool. So if you've never done this before, Chamber, you do this all the time. How are you using these types of apps right now?
I use them, more so for. It's so embarrassing, but what I do is, if there's anything,
It's not embarrassing.
happening-
It's fun.
It is fun. I enjoy doing it. So what I'll do is I'll peruse Twitter, and if there's anything topical happening, I will usually make a song about it. But what I'll do first is I'll find a video on Twitter that I can then overlay what's happening in song form. So like I did something on like the P Diddy arrest, like the helicopter view of people getting extracted from the Diddy compound, and the song was called P Diddy Done Did It, and it was very good. I thought it was a 10 out of 10 song, but it, stuff like that. They're, just different AI things that have been pretty popular. So, and then I'll make lyrics. So I'm more of a lyricist than somebody that can make a melody. So I know a lot of songwriters that like, I hear the melody, and it's the, whatever that melody is, they can hear it and then, create it and bring it out into the world, where I'm more of like, I think this lyric is a good lyric. So I'm more of a lyricist than somebody that's good at melodies.
Okay, so that's actually a really good distinction, I think, and a good way to frame this experiment, because you're a musician though, right? You play guitar.
Yes, I play guitar, I play a little piano. Yes, absolutely.
You dabble, and so I somewhat would have at one point in my life considered myself a musician.
If people don't know, Bunch as the voice. Some people have said the songbird of his generation,
the Steph Curry of music. Some have said that I'm the Steph Curry of music and Steph Curry
a
of
beautiful
podcasting.
voice,
Yes.
a beautiful voice.
But so I can sing, and so I enjoy singing, and as part of that, I would write a lot of my own songs at one point in my life, and but I was actually the opposite of you. I actually learned how to play guitar because I had like these lyrics and song melodies in my head that I wanted to create, right? So I was coming at it somewhat from the opposite, right? Where I'm like,
just a couple of, just like Lennon and McCartney we are.
Well, I'm like, I will write lyrics. I'll write lyrics that have a melody with no actual music, right? And then I'm sitting here like, well, how do I actually make that, you know? I think that's what this feature is really, really cool for. Whereas you're like, oh, I'm a good writer and I can make good lyrics that could be good in any type of style. Whereas I'm more like, I have lyrics that I want to sing and I want it to sound like this, right? And that's always the issue. And so with this Suno covers feature, it's really cool. So you could do, it says introducing covers, reimagine the melodies you love. So when I first started using these tools, this was the thing I was hoping it would do, is like, could I take a melody that I made up or a melody with lyrics that I made up and have it produce a song out of it? And I think that's pretty cool, right? So they used to not be able to do that. It was really just kind of lyrics and style, and then you can kind of expand it. And now there's all these other things you can do. So how this works is you can actually upload your own audio. So let's go and create a song. So it goes in here and you can see all the stuff we've created. So Chamber, you should go in here and log in. We have a shared account now that we can create music on, right? But what's also cool about this is you could, Chamber, if you made songs that you used in like your TikToks and they've got the lyrics you want, you could actually recreate them, right? So all you do here is you right click it and it says create cover. So you could create it, you could cover any existing song you've already done as well, which basically puts it into a new style. So what I did this morning was I uploaded a audio track of me singing a song I wrote probably 10 years ago. And maybe more than 10 years ago. And all it was my voice, the lyrics, and the melody that I wanted it to be in. And I got a bunch of cool versions. This is the one I think I liked the best. Let me find it. I got to make sure it's the right one because some of them didn't come out so great. It is this guy right here. It looks like. You ready?
Yeah.
Now these are my lyrics and melody, but it ain't me. And it's a song, which is pretty cool.
Tell me, baby girl, when this world ends, do your enemies become your friends? Streetlights, highways, you're trying to find my way home, and I'm southbound on an empty tank with nowhere else to go but down.
It's like blows me away. Like, these are my lyrics,
crazy.
They're my melody, and I didn't fucking do any of this.
Spinning out but never crash, sitting still and never standing. Wishing I could unfreeze time and watch the world.
You know what it reminds me of, though, right?
We can
No.
watch the kingdoms come. Those fascinating
When you sent it to me,
stories.
I'm like, oh, I gotta get on
Movies
this.
through our minds.
Because
Better
what
hold
you
on
can
tight.
do,
Yeah.
what you can do, my guess is if there's a song you do like, so I could take like Smells Like Teen Spirit, okay, and then sing, pull up the lyrics, and because I know how the melody goes, I could just sing that in, and then create like a new version of Smells Like Teen Spirit. But when you said this to me, all I heard, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be so funny, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on. Are you familiar with the British Office?
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar. Yes.
Are you familiar with Free Love Freeway?
No.
That song reminded me of David Brent's Free Love Freeway, which
Fantastic.
is one of my absolute favorite songs. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go on and sing Free Love Freeway. And it's going to, again, just pull up the lyrics, sing it, because I already know what the melody is, but it's going to create a new version of that. I like that idea very much. So hopefully I don't get.
Try it?
Not right now. No.
Why not? I mean, let's make something new. Like, it doesn't, I mean, we don't have to sing. Like, it'll take your words, right? Like, I mean, let's try it. So
I'll
do one. All right. So we're going to upload some audio here. So can you see what's happening?
Yes.
On here. So this is how easy it is. You upload audio. You can either upload something from your device, or you can record it, and you can record, 6 to 120 seconds long audio with vocals detected, or audio with vocals detected will be made private only, which I think is kind of cool. Now, I'm curious to see if it would do what you said, because when I uploaded this, it said, while it was uploading, it said it was doing like a copyright check. So I'm not sure. So give me a song that we should try to cover. Maybe something fun or funny.
I got the perfect one. Do Dayman.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good one. People know it.
All right, I'm not gonna try to blow somebody's ears out. Let me see if I can do this. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. Ready?
Yeah.
Dayman, fighter of the night, man, champion of the sun. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. A Dayman. All right, there's the audio. We going? I'll upload and see what happens. So now it's going to copyright check it.
So I feel like that one we could get away with, because
we'll see. It's generating an image.
I feel like it's not a official song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It looks like it's going to go. Let's see. Let's call it Dayman. And
I hope this works.
I hope it works too.
Can you
song details successfully updated successfully. Okay. So now we have no style here.
Yeah. So how does the style work?
So now if I create a cover, okay. So now it has transcribed my audio, which is kind of cool, right? And it's taken my audio, or like my audio file here. So let's just like separate this. I don't know if this actually matters. Do you find that this matters when you do the lyrics? Like putting them on appropriate lines? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really notice a ton.
Okay. I like to do it for peace of mind.
I agree, but my ADD says to do it.
Yeah. Okay. So now we've got this, and now you can either, so what I did with mine earlier is I didn't want to give it, or I didn't give mine any styles, just to see what it would do with it. But here you could give it, any style you want. What do we want it to sound like? Since this is not our song, we can reimagine it. However, should we do teen pop?
Yeah, no, totally. I think this is a great teen pop song.
Okay, teen pop.
By the way, Chris Underwood, Bunchu was definitely in choir.
Never in choir.
I was, and then Bunchu with the pipes from Florgon. 333.
It's a foregone conclusion.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Florgon.
Yeah, so there you go. I got some singing chops. That wasn't even the good versions, Okay, so now it's made us 2 teen pop songs. Should we play them?
I can't wait to hear these.
Dayman, fighter of the night, champion of the sign. He's a master of karate and friendship for every day man. Fighter of the night, champion of the sign. He's a master of karate and friendship for every day man. Fighter of the night, champion of the sign. He's a master of karate and
No, it's pretty good.
for every
I love that.
day man.
Okay, that was the first one. It makes
That's pretty
two of
good.
them.
I would say
It's
that
very good.
one is a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, and then you can do the things that you normally do with your
Yeah.
like video
I use-
songs, right? Where you can extend them, you can reuse prompts, you can do all this other kind of stuff here where you can.
And
get
for the
way
record,
more
I
depth.
usually make, a dozen versions before I find the one I really like.
Yeah, some of them, like I did that with my songs. Like what I found doing this with a song you wrote that was interesting was like the beat was often off of like what my melody was, and that was the one that came out kind of pretty much perfect to what I would have tried to do. You know what I mean?
Right. I see what you're saying.
Okay, here's number 2.
Day man, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Day man.
See, this one has a
All right.
this one's a hit.
This one is a hit.
Day man, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun. He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Day man.
All right.
All right, that's so
I like
good.
it. I
That's
like
so
it.
good.
I'm
Should
glad
we
we picked that song.
Me too. Should we try one more style and just see what the difference
Yeah,
is?
I think we have to do a pop punk.
Maybe, but I want to do something like totally different. What's
Oh,
Baroque
okay.
pop?
Baroque. I mean, I don't know what Baroque pop is, but Baroque is like 17th century, like
How about
chamber
Baroque?
music.
How about Baroque pop throat singing? Let's see what that happens. Oops.
Throat singing is for real. Like that's a serious niche. Yeah, Baroque is like Mozart. It's good. Florgon.
yeah. This is gonna be good here. So, but I thought I thought those came out pretty darn good.
I enjoyed those very much.
Okay, so we got a couple more minutes left. Well,
I can't wait for you to hear Free Love Freeway.
Yeah,
feel
you gotta
like
send that to
you're
me.
gonna love it. You're gonna love Free Love Freeway.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Dead man, fighter of the night man.
Is this Baroque?
It's Baroque throat singing.
He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Dead man.
I prefer this.
Day man, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun. He's a master of karate and
Let's see the second one.
day man, fighter of the night man, champion of the sun.
I like this.
He's a master of karate and friendship for everyone. Day man.
I like that one.
Oh hell yeah, dude! We could put some really cool like fan art with flux. Like we could make them
Yeah.
in flux and do some.
I'm 100% down on this one. This one's good.
This one's good. All right, that is the Suno covers.
Wow.
Demo. That was very fun. All right, we got 5 minutes left. Should we do some advanced voice mode?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what this looks like.
So, you may or may not know that advanced voice mode from ChatGPT was demoed way back in like April or May, and they said at the time that it was going to be out in a couple weeks. We are in September, and they just officially rolled it out to everybody here in at least the US that is a Plus and Team subscriber, and you can now use advanced voice mode right in your app. And I want to test it out. So I'm a heavy user of voice mode. I use it every day with my kids. And I want to see kind of what the difference is here. So the big kind of calling card differences between advanced voice mode and regular voice mode is, they're much more natural conversation sounding, right? So it can apparently sense and respond to interruptions. So it's more real time, humor and more, it says. Multiple voices, so offers an expanded set of voices to choose from, which I do have more options now. And it's personalized to you. You can use memory and custom instructions to shape your responses. And it says you are in control. Audio recordings are saved and you can delete them at any time. So interesting. So they save them by default. So make sure you turn that off. All right. Should we check this thing out? What do we want to do? Should we just have you talk to it and see if it could talk to you over the air?
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Okay. Here we go. First, I'm going to let you choose your fighter. We're going to pick a voice for you. Let's see. Okay. Here are your voice. Here are your options. Ready?
Hey, how's it
Yeah.
going? I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure out where to start.
This guy seems cooler than me. Don't want it.
You could hear that pretty decently.
Yeah.
Okay. His name was Spruce.
Yeah.
Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't wait to get started. So what's the game plan?
Well, tell me.
Not a fan of Cove.
This guy wears those executive vests a lot.
Hey, it's great to meet you. How's your day going? I'm really looking forward to working on some cool stuff together.
I kind of dig Breeze.
Breeze is all right. Breeze, I feel like I could.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Is that
I'm
Penelope?
here to help.
Vale.
Oh, they don't have real names. Okay, all right.
Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm excited to help you get things done. Let's get started.
Generic AI voice is always my favorite. But
That's Maple.
I like Maple.
Hey,
oh,
I'm ready to hit the ground running. So if there's anything you'd like me to focus on first, just let me know.
That's
cool.
Ember.
Hi, glad to meet you. I think we're going to do great work together.
This guy's going to steal my wife.
That's Chris Underwood.
Chris Underwood's definitely stealing my wife.
Someone's named Chris Underwood. Arbor. There's two more.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind. I'm ready to go.
That one is the one I chose before.
I think that's the right.
Her name is Soul. So I feel like we have.
I like Soul.
Soul spelled S-O-L.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have to go with that.
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling about us teaming up. How can I jump in and help?
Juniper is the one I used with my son, but Chris Underwood thought that was funny. So, okay.
Don't steal my wife. Let's go with Soul.
Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind.
Okay, so we're gonna talk to Soul here, and we're just gonna have you talk to it in real time. Okay.
Sure.
So you can start by saying hello now.
Hi, Soul. How are?
Sorry. Now.
Hi, Soul. How are you today?
Okay. My guidelines won't let me talk about that.
Off to a bad start. Try again.
Soul.
Right, let's set the scene. The adventurers approach.
Wait, I just realized. Hold on. I just realized Soul can't hear you.
Oh,
because I can only hear you through my headphones. Soul can't hear you. I would love to.
We're very technical here on.
I would love to say I planned that and that I was tricking you, but I'm not. So now you're gonna watch me talk to.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. All right, that's much better.
Okay, let's see. Hey, Soul, what's going on?
Not much. Just here to chat. What's up with you?
You're actually on a podcast right now called Mid Mic Crisis, and we talk a lot about different technologies, and we try to be funny. Can you do a British impersonation of a tech enthusiast?
Oh, jolly good. Here we are, discussing the latest in technology, aren't we? Now, have you seen the specs on the latest smartphone? Absolutely smashing, with a camera that could practically photograph the rings of Saturn. Quite right.
Quite right indeed, Soul. That was pretty interesting. Pip, Soul. How about now say exactly what you just said, but say it in Italian.
Ah, benissimo. Allora parliamo delle ultime novità in fatto di tecnologia, vero? Avete visto le specifiche del nuovo smartphone?
Okay, now switch to a Brooklyn accent.
Oh, sure thing. So we're talking tech, right? You seen the specs on the latest smartphone? It's got a camera so good, it could
How about German? Can you do German? And can you talk about Chris Underwood stealing Chambers' wife?
Oh, leider kann ich nichts darüber sagen. Aber wenn es Technologie geht, hast du die neuesten Spezifikationen des
Okay,
Smartphones gesehen?
that was really cool. I just wanted to know, what do you think about being on a podcast?
It's pretty exciting, actually. It's a great way to connect, share ideas, and have some fun conversations. Plus, you never know what interesting topics might come up.
Can you tell us what you would talk about if you hosted a podcast and use a lot of crazy emotions?
Oh, if I hosted a podcast, I'd be thrilled. Imagine diving into the wonders of AI, exploring the quirks of human AI interaction, and enthusiastically sharing.
Okay, that's a little too much. Can you whisper the rest of it?
Sure. We'd explore stories of innovation,
Ooh,
share tips for using tech in everyday life.
Like ASMR.
Wow, that was pretty cool. Can you tell us a really quick story about how a man named Chamber finds a Sasquatch in the forests of Western Canada? Except, can you build a couple different characters into the story and do their voices when they speak, please?
In the dense forests of Western Canada, Chamber wandered deeper when suddenly he heard a rustle. A deep voice echoed, "Who goes there?" Chamber, startled, replied, It's just me, Chamber." From the shadows, a friendly squirrel chirped in, "Don't be afraid. He's the guardian of the forest." The Sasquatch stepped forward, his voice rumbling, "Welcome, Chamber. We've been expecting you."
They were expecting me.
They've always been expecting him.
I
He's
knew
actually
it!
one of them. Thanks, Advanced Voice Mode. By the way, could you tell me in a Brooklyn accent one more time what you would order for breakfast?
Sure thing. I'd go for a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll with a side of hash browns and a good, strong coffee. Perfect start to the day, you know?
Now just one more and then I'll let you go. You're Canadian and you live just north of Ontario and you're ordering from a Tim Hortons. Can you do that voice and what you would order?
Oh, absolutely, eh? I'd get a double-double and a box of Timbits and maybe a breakfast sandwich with sausage, egg, and cheese. Great way to start the day, you know?
Thanks so much, Advanced
not
Voice
awful.
Mode.
It's
We'll
not
see you
awful.
later. Bye. All right, that was
Terrible.
it. We've been having a good time.
Who's
here
more
today.
offended, the fine people of the borough of Brooklyn or the entire nation of Canada?
I mean, at least the Brooklyn one was pretty good. What'd you think of her Sasquatch impression?
I thought it was very good. I liked how they were expecting me. I feel
Florgon has chills. He says, "Holy shit, he's got chills." I don't know. It's pretty cool. What do you think? Advanced voice mode.
I think it's going to be great. I feel like I do have it. As you were saying some of the names, I was fooling around, and I think I may have.
Well, some of them are in there from prior.
Okay.
But there are a couple new ones. But anyway, All right, that's going to do it for us. We covered a ton of stuff. Do we want to get to 1 minute of pain? Do you have time?
We sure do.
Yeah,
I always got time. I do have to go to horse stuff, but 1 minute of pain, we got time for.
Let's do it.
He's not looking for any fame. It's too late to hide. Time for 1 minute of pain. 1 minute of pain.
All right. This is the segment where we bring in producer Payne for the last minute of the show to talk about his thoughts on the show and what's going on in producer Payne's life. Producer Payne, welcome to 1 minute of pain.
Thank you. I mean, I know Chamber's got horse stuff, so I'll kind of get right into it. Glasses, those were definitely cool. I don't think the video really does it justice because it didn't make me just want it in the moment, but the idea of how close it is actually has me really excited. So, and I can't imagine actually having them and, having that stuff in front of me. The music stuff, incredible. I also love music, and those songs were blowing my mind. The second teen pop one with the female, that was amazing, especially because it brought in the full band and everything. Dude, that was insane.
Oh, that was good. Were you familiar with the song Dayman?
No, I wasn't. So I was doing some stuff in the background, and I hear Bunch just start singing Dayman. I'm like, what is happening?
What is even happening right now? That's from it's a classic scene from the cult followed It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
You are big Sunny fans. Yes.
We are. That's a classic episode. But anyways. I agree. I agree with Payne. I think this was very interesting.
What'd you think of advanced voice mode, Payne?
No, that was also like just how quick that switched back and forth.
I agree.
Between that was insane.
Different languages, different accents, telling stories with voices, like friggin' wild.
That's gonna really freak some people out. I love it. I think it's so cool. But that's if people see that, they're gonna be like, that's the devil.
That is the devil.
That is the devil. That is the night stuff the Nightman is made out of.
Yeah. You gotta pay the troll. You gotta pay the troll toll. You know what I'm saying?
How do they know bacon, egg, and cheese for Brooklyn? The real question is, why didn't they ask if I wanted salt, pepper, or ketchup on it? That's the real question.
On a roll.
On a roll.
I thought that was an interesting touch.
And a coffee.
Yeah. And a coffee.
Coffee. Gonna go to the mall, walk the dog, go to the Yankee game. And that's gonna do it for us. Until next time, keep the mic hot.
What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this.